Hello and welcome to News Team Boulder. I'm Ashley Hancock.
And I'm Monica Lee. Here's what's happening today. CU Boulder wants former professor Ward Churchill to pay $52,000 to recover the cost of the lawsuit he filed against the university. Churchill sued the school after he was fired for plagiarism, but claimed he was really fired for writing a controversial essay. The expenses range from $2 courthouse parking to the $22,000 price tag on in-trial video and visual exhibits. Churchill's lawyer, David Lane, says the judge will probably cut back that amount.
And Boulder's considering making you pay to park and use the trails for the day if you don't live in the county. Channel 7's Jacqueline Allen has more.
For years at Boulder's beautiful open space parks, people from Denver have been getting a free ride.
We come up here, maybe once a month.
But Denver resident Clay Short says if Boulder starts charging him a fee...
It's unfortunate because there's so many places you can go in Colorado. We'll just go to Dillon or we'll just go some other place.
In order to preserve these parks and to buy millions of dollars worth of open space land in the master plan, though, Boulder City Council is looking for new ways to bring in money.
It seems like they're nickel and diming in the wrong area. That's why people like this area.
On Flagstaff Mountain Trails, non-county residents already pay a $3 parking fee. But we checked, the program only generated $39,000 last year, $30,000 of that used for administrative costs. Open space officials will take a hard look at whether the costs of enforcing an expanded fee system would really pay off.
Well, this is just the beginning of the process.
And whether a fee would push away people who play here but pay taxes elsewhere. Is this fair to start charging people?
I think you've hit on something that sums it up very well. People who live in Denver and pay taxes in Denver are not necessarily paying any taxes to Boulder. So the upkeep of these lands is paid for by people who live and shop in Boulder.
Boulder isn't the only county charging people for parking. El Dorado Canyon and Golden Gate Park both charge trail users for their parking.
An RTD committee voted against a proposal to cut back on bus and light rail services Tuesday. RTD directors say they expect to make up the funds by collecting sales and use taxes. A full board meets again to vote next week. If they vote against service reductions, Boulder bus commuters might keep their RTD routes after all.
10 Colorado prisoners have been released early. It's a part of a plan to save $19 million. One of the felons, Benny Joe Rael, was convicted of child sex assault in 1982. Governor Bill Ritter previously said no sex offenders would be released early, but parole officers determined Rael's a low risk for committing another sex offense. 2,600 former inmates currently on parole will no longer be supervised. This will make room for offenders being paroled early. And national figures show that victims of cyber-talking tend to be females ages 18 to 29. News Team's Julia Ugel has more on how you could be putting yourself in danger with the click of a mouse.
For many people, updating their Facebook and Twitter profiles is something they do every day. But what they don't realize is that it might not just be their friends seeing the information. CU student Lisa Bongiovanni found that out for herself.
You kind of use Twitter as a customer service channel, and after I was done helping him, he found my personal Twitter account and followed me, and then he looked up my name on Facebook as well and tried to friend me, and then I realized from there that my Facebook wasn't protected at all and that anyone through a search could just find anything on my Facebook profile.
Unguarded social network profiles aren't anything uncommon, though. In a survey done by WebRoot Software, a computer security company here in Boulder, over 75% of people's profiles are visible through a Google or other search engine search. Brian Gale, a researcher at WebRoot, says that social networks opened up a whole new world for cyber criminals and cyber stalkers.
Facebook or Twitter or MySpace, some of the other social platforms, can easily be accessed by any third party, any people with malicious intent or otherwise. We know that there's malware out there today that can go on and steal identities and passwords, other confidential information that you might post.
Gale says that users should be taking precautions to keep their information safe. Some tips to follow include restricting your privacy settings, choosing passwords wisely by choosing randomized letters and numbers, not revealing too specific of information like your address or phone number on your profile. Lisa rejected the customer's friend request and blocked him from her Twitter, and he hasn't tried to contact her since.
I went through all of my privacy settings on Facebook and made it so I didn't have a public searchable profile, and changed it so that only my friends could see my picture.
Lisa was lucky that the situation didn't escalate. She said she is much better about practicing safe social networking, and she hopes more people will do the same. Julia Ugel, News Team Boulder.
Women aren't the only ones at risk. Over 9 million Americans had some sort of identity theft in the last year.
Coming up, how your pet may give you a break come tax season.
And some kids are learning how to dance the bacteria away. Stay tuned.